Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a brand new Rolex that was released at Bezel World 2018. This is the Rolex GMT-Master II in steel and ever rose gold with the beautiful root beer bezel. Now, I'd just like to mention right away that we're at Wixon Jewelers in Bloomington, Minnesota. They lent us this piece for the purposes of the review, and I'll be leaving a link in the description to their website where you can either find more information about this watch or you can contact them if you would like to purchase it. And actually, as I say that, I'd like to just let you know that this watch is available for purchase at the time this video was filmed, so if you're interested, contact them. But moving back to this piece. This watch is absolutely beautiful. I love how it harkens back to the root beer design of the 1970s and just giving it that beautiful black and brown bezel. But actually, right away, I'd like to start on the case of this piece. So as I said, the case is made of Everose and stainless steel. You can see that Everose follows the center of the bracelet as well as the center of the lugs right there, and then you can also see that it has an Everose bezel. Now, Rolex two-tones have been very, very popular, and you can definitely see why. I love the shade of their rose gold. It's not too pink, and it's not too yellow. It's just right. I think it really blends in nice with this brown on the bezel, and it really accents the whole watch absolutely beautifully. Love the rose gold crown as well. And the polishing on this piece is fantastic. I mean, just look at that bracelet. Really glistens like a clean mirror. Brushing also perfectly uniform. Rolex's finishing is really spectacular. Now, you may notice, like on here and on the brace clasp, it isn't very shiny right there just because it has a protective covering on it, so that has nothing to do with the quality of the watch. And same with the sides of the case. Those are polished underneath. They just have a plastic protective covering. So moving to the dial, which is the main attraction, well, actually the dial and bezel. So the dial of this piece is the traditional Rolex glossy black dial. Now, you see this on almost all their sports watches, and it looks absolutely spectacular. Love, they get a perfect black on there. No, not gray at all. It is absolutely fantastic. You also have beautiful rose gold indices going around that are fully loomed, and you have rose gold hands. Now, an interesting fact about this piece is the GMT hand on this watch actually is not a different color from the other hands. It is rose gold as well, when on really all the other GMTs, they've always been different color to distinguish themselves. So that's not really a problem with this piece, and actually I like how it blends in with the other hands, but it may be a little harder to look for if you need a quick glimpse at this watch. Now, another interesting thing about the dial is that the GMT-Master II on the dial is actually made in an Everose gold tone, which again accents the rest of the watch very nicely. So, going to the bezel here, you can see that the bezel is really the main thing that they changed with this watch, and this got a lot of people excited in the watch community because the root beer has really become a huge classic. It was released in the 70s, and people just loved it. It was just very unique, and I love how they brought it back right here, just harkening back to their heritage. I also love the rose gold indices on the bezel, really accents it even more. Looks fantastic. So now, the one other interesting thing about this watch is it actually features the brand new Rolex 3285 movement, which has their new 70 hours of power reserve, which is fantastic. I mean, that's almost 3 days of power reserve, which is way more than enough. That's really, really good. I love to see watches with high power reserve. It just makes them a lot more practical for use, as most people, when they have luxury watches, will have more than one. So that obviously just adds to the practicality of this piece. So now let's move on to the wrist shot. Let me take my glove off here. So this watch is, as I said, it's 40 millimeters, so that's a traditional Rolex size. Here, let me try and pop this off. There we go. A little bit hard there. It's probably the first time this watch has actually been opened. So, popping this watch on the wrist. Now, the 40 millimeter size, as I say in really all my videos, that is the perfect size, I think, at least for my wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist around that, so take that for reference, and I think it's absolutely perfect. I mean, the thickness is exactly what a sports watch should be. I mean, honestly, all sports watches should be judged against the Rolex Sport line. They are just absolutely killer in terms of quality and size and just look. They look fantastic, very classic pieces. They really kept the same. They didn't really change anything up with the case from the other GMT Masters. All they really did was change the colors and the bezel. So it looks absolutely great. I love the added interesting story behind this piece being a root beer. So This is a great watch to consider if you're looking for a more interesting sports piece. So overall, this watch is available here at Wixon Jewelers, as I said. It's available for a price of $14,050. And I think being a two-tone watch, Rolex, I think that's actually a pretty good value, especially since this watch is very hot right now, being it was just released, and it has more hair. It's a little bit more interesting than their other GMT Masters. So I'd say for sure, check this watch out if you're looking for a two-tone sports watch. And again, I'll leave a link in the description where you can check out Wixon Jewelers, as they have one currently available at the time of filming. So thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.